messages. In the extent of the shelf life of WWE 2k23, the one thing that is held constant is everyone outside of Braun Breaker that is on the NXT roster when the game first came out is still considerably down on NXT now that the game is almost, well, I think almost a year old, if not actually over a year old, probably at this point. But it is time before we set off on 2K24 to make the attempt to pull up some people from NXT that I think at some point, either in this year or in Braun Breaker's case, have already been pulled up to the main roster. The fact of the matter is, it's time we pull up the Mad Dragon. Or give the Mad Dragon more of an opportunity than just challenging the folks that are down in NXT. As the Mad Dragon is taken to RVD, RVD is in fact the Intercontinental Champion. This is the first in quite a while. This is a championship eliminator. Honestly, that is a championship eliminator is one of the many ideas that AEW have put to the forefront. And honestly, I don't think it's a bad idea. I think it's a good idea, and I think it's a good way to get content for me. As Ilja Dragunov is taking it to Rob Van Dam. RVD most recently defended his title against, I believe, Kofi Kingston off camera. I believe I had that happen off camera, but I could be wrong. Dragunov is taking it to... He is taking it to RVD, it's the second time that RVD took Dragunov to the outside, as Dragunov had RVD groggy against the ropes. Dragunov had RVD groggy against the ropes now not once but twice. And Rob outsmarted him, I guess you could say, and took him to the outside. Jumping enziguri by Dragunov. RVD, third time is in fact the charm for Dragunov as he finally knocks RVD to the outside as the Mad Dragon continues the onslaught on Rob Van Dam. Clothesline to the outside, clothesline off the apron to the floor by the Mad Dragon. Overhead throw on the outside, taking it to RVD is Ilja Dragunov. Can Ilja Dragunov remember the rules of this championship eliminator? If Ilja Dragunov is able to outlast the time limit or get a pinfall win against Rob Van Dam, then he gets himself an Intercontinental Championship contest. Otherwise, no title match for Ilja Dragunov against Mr. Pay-Per-View. RVD springs up to the top rope like a cat. That's one thing that after all these years, it never has changed. RVD still springs up as quick as he ever has. But a moonsault to the small of the back. But a quick kick out by the Mad Dragon. This is the first time, the first ever meeting between Rob Van Dam and probably at this point with RVD seemingly being a part of AEW. The only time you will be able to see Mad Dragon. Ilja Dragunov gets a roll up. Ilja Dragunov tried to get the roll up, but Rob kicked out at the count of one. A quick kick out by Mr. Monday Night. As Dragunov sends him again to the outside, but this time a nip up from Rob Van Dam. And Rob gets himself back in the ring, blocking Ilja Dragunov. This game is also a first for me because it's the first time I actually used DLC in a game. 90% of the time I don't use DLC in the games. I just play with the roster given like I did in 22. But a sit-out powerbomb, unique bit of offense by Dragunov. But Rob Van Dam popped the hips and got himself out of it. Keeping the match going. Beautifully executed dropkick by RVD. Takes down Dragunov. Knee to the small of the back. Knee to the small of the back of Dragunov. RVD is picking his spots. Half. He's got it locked in, the half camel clutch. He's got it locked in, the half camel clutch. Saito suplex by Dragunov. Saito suplex by Dragunov takes down RVD. It's probably for the best. Crossbody by Dragunov. Dragunov is trying to keep down Rob Van Dam. Rob, I think Dragunov was measuring him for the clothesline, but Rob reversed him. Rob put him into the corner. Forward slam. He's measuring him. Sit out moonsault. Springboard. Split-legged moonsault. That's what it's called. Split-legged moonsault by by Rob Van Dam. And Dragunov moved out of the way of the 5-star. Dragunov moved out of the way of the 5-star frog splash. Dragunov measured him for the clothesline again. But Rob got out of the way. A drop kick to the side of the head. Dragunov is now rolling to the outside, but Rob Van Dam is not giving him an opportunity to catch his breath. And that's what makes him a good champion. Rob Van Dam is the veteran against the youngster. Rob Van Dam is the veteran against Ilja Dragunov. And Dragunov gets taken down with a big dive from a big dive to the outside by Rob Van Dam. Sit out powerbomb by Dragunov. I believe you still call that the Liger Bomb. I'm starting to think there might be no countout. Apparently there's no countout. I don't remember turning that off, though. Dragunov again. Rocking Rob Van Dam with the Saito suplex. Again, Rob cuts him off for the clothesline. Drop down by Rob Van Dam. And a show of agility and athletic ability with that spinning sidekick by Rob Van Dam. Nobody, in my opinion, is more gifted with his feet than RVD. Snap suplex by Van Dam takes down Dragunov. Snap suplex by Van Dam takes down Dragunov. Dragunov gets hit with a jumping knee by RVD. RVD goes up top. Big leg drop off the top by Van Dam. Let her press. And Dragunov kicked out. Somehow Dragunov kicked out at the count of 1. Somehow Ilja Dragunov kicked out at the count of 1. He rocks Van Dam. Van Dam moved out of the way. Van Dam moved out of the way. Hurricane Rana takeover. Roll up. Dragunov hits him with the roll up. Dragunov gets him with the roll up. He's trying to surprise RVD, but RVD kicked out. Van Dam gets taken down with a big lariat by Dragunov. Van Dam gets back up and a beautifully executed dropkick by Van Dam takes down Dragunov again. Sidekick to the head. Dragunov getting himself in the corner low. He just crawled over to the corner to get some reprieve, but this ain't the Royal Rumble, and he's not the Road Dogg. RVD rolling thunder. Let her press. And a quick kick out again by Dragunov. The Mad Dragon is unquestionably given everything he's got against RVD tonight. Again, Dragunov moved out of the way. Dragunov moved out of the way. Torpedo, he hit the ref. He hit the ref. Dragunov hit the ref with Torpedo Moscow. 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 Let her press on Van Dam. The ref gets up, but Van Dam is not down in any way, shape, or form when the referee gets back up. That was such bad timing by Dragunov. But Dragunov gives Rob Van Dam a taste of his own medicine, taking him to the outside. That is unquestionably the worst possible timing for Dragunov, that he hit the ref with Torpedo Moscow instead of Van Dam. That he hit the referee with Torpedo Moscow instead of Van Dam. Van Dam stirring. Again, Van Dam blocked him. Rocked him. Springboard side kick off the rope by Van Dam. Van Dam's going to the second rope. Big splash off the second rope. He can't land the 5-star, but he has no problem landing the big splash off the second rope. Jumping knee. Again, Dragunov's trying for the inside. He's trying for the roll-up again. Inside cradle, lateral press, and a 2 count. 5 minutes down. 10 minutes down, 5 minutes to go. Van Dam gets sent to the ropes, leapfrog. Back body drop by Dragunov. Back body drop by Dragunov. Van Dam rolls to the outside. He rolls to the apron. Dragunov has got him on his heels. Dragunov has got him on his heels, but Van Dam counters him. The veteran Van Dam counters Dragunov. Dragunov is trying to fight back. Dragunov is trying to fight back. Jumping in Siguri takes down Van Dam. Dragunov caught him. Knocked the wind out of Van Dam with those knees. Spinning back fist. Spinning back fist by Dragunov. Van Dam reversed him. Again, Van Dam's going for the Rolling Thunder. And the Rolling Thunder connects, but Van Dam doesn't go for the lateral press this time. Van Dam doesn't go for the lateral press this time. He immediately follows it up, twisting in the air with the 5-star frog splash. But Van Dam doesn't go for the immediate lateral press. Dragunov kicked out. Dragunov kicked out. Dragunov kicked out. In a sight you'd only see in a WWE video game, Dragunov finally connects with the clothesline. Dragunov finally connects with the clothesline, and he's lining him up. He's lining him up with Torpedo Moscow. Dragunov is lining him up for Torpedo Moscow as it connects. He connects with Torpedo Moscow. Lateral press. Rob Van Dam kicked out. Van Dam kicked out. Van Dam kicked out. RVD kicked out of Torpedo Moscow from Dragunov. Van Dam kicked out of Torpedo Moscow. Van Dam sidestepped Dragunov. Van Dam sidestepped Dragunov. Dragunov is pulling himself back to the corner. In the corner. Again, Dragunov gets out of the corner. He gets out of the way. That's a spinning back fist. I don't know if you call it a spinning back fist actually, or just a spinning cross chop, or whatever you call it, but Dragunov connected. Jumping knee, but Rob moved out of the way and hits him with a senton. And Rob, nobody said this game was perfect, but Van Dam ends up on the outside. Like a cat, Van Dam jumps up top to the top rope. Senton off the top rope. Rolling senton off the top rope by Van Dam. Vintage RVD with the twisting leg drop. Standing moonsault. Van Dam has just taken everything he possibly can out of his arsenal. As 2 minutes. We are approaching the 2-minute mark. We are approaching 2 minutes left in this matchup between Ilja Dragunov and Rob Van Dam. It is a championship eliminator match, and Dragunov is not only proving himself that he can belong on the main roster, but he's proving himself that he belongs in the title picture. Overhead throw takes down Van Dam. Van Dam rolls to the outside. Van Dam has to be aware or have some idea of how much time is left. 1:40. 1:40 is left. Dragunov has got to get Van Dam back into the ring. He can't play with him on the outside because he can't win. There's no count out. He can't win on the floor. There's no count out. The Mad Dragon has got to do what he's got to do. He's got to do anything he possibly can to take down RVD. And I don't know if slaps are going to help, but they ain't going to hurt. Big lariat takedown. Big lariat takedown by Dragunov. Dragunov's going up top. 1 minute to go. 1 minute to go. Either way, Dragunov wins. Van Dam moved out of the way. Van Dam moved out of the way. We're under 1 minute to go. Under 1 minute to go. Van Dam plants Dragunov. He's going for the split-legged moonsault again. Van Dam's going for the split-legged moonsault again. He connects. He's going right up. He's going right up. 40 seconds to go. He's going right up. Frog splash. Dragunov moved. Dragunov's following it up with a lot of press. But he can't connect. Rob reversed him. Dragunov reversed Rob. Head scissor takeover. 20 seconds to go. Roll up. Roll up. Could this be it? No. 12 seconds. 10 seconds. Dragunov takes them down. Dragunov takes them down. 2. And it's a 2 count, just as the match is coming to an end, just as the time limit is about to expire. Dragunov could have gotten the victory. Dragunov could have gotten the victory over Van Dam. He could have gotten the victory over Van Dam, but the time limit expired. The time limit expired. 15 minutes ended, and Dragunov proved unquestionably he belongs on the same level and in the same vein as Rob Van Dam. What a matchup between Dragunov and Van Dam, and I can't wait to see what happens next between Ilja Dragunov and Rob Van Dam when the Intercontinental Championship is on the line. Because if it was me and I was the one behind the curtain pulling the strings, then I would make sure this match had enough time to let these two do everything they possibly can to show why the Intercontinental Championship is the most important title in WWE, is one of the most important championships in WWE. With that being said, that is it from me. But if you want more unique content just like this, there's only one thing to do, and that is like and subscribe, because I will see you in the next one.